We're here with Jason Burton, head women's basketball coach at Texas A&M-Commerce, as the Lions prepare to open up the second half of their conference season this week. Coach, a busy and successful weekend this last week with two conference road wins plus a home win on Monday. Big win that included a big win over West Texas A&M at their place. Just talk about the team's play last week.
Thought our team really stepped up and played well, and played well on the road. That's not easy to do, especially in this league. And to go in the Permian Basin, I thought it could have been easy to overlook them and look to Saturday's game when you start thinking about, number 8 team in the country. At the time, we were tied for first with them. That the game's on ESPN3. There's a lot on that Saturday game you can look ahead to, and I thought our girls did a really good job of staying focused because Permian Basin is a really tough team, and they play differently than I think anybody else in our conference. And to go in there and get a win, and that was a win that we had to play. I mean, it took us to overtime to get the win. I thought our girls really did a good job of staying locked into the opponent that was in front of them. They didn't look ahead. I think all year we've done a good job of just being locked into that next game. And so I'm proud of that win in overtime. And Permian Basin's a tough place to play. And then you go over to West Texas shorthanded without Artasia Gay, and really has to have some people to step up and play. And I thought Jenna Price locked in, took 5 charges, and I thought she should have been Defensive Player of the Week, just how well she played that whole trip. I mean, she took 3 charges versus Permian Basin, and then 5 on Saturday versus West Texas. She really, really played well defensively, and I thought collectively as a team, our team stepped up and answered the call on Saturday and played well versus West Texas. And it's a tough place to play, and for us to go and get a win for the first time since 2005, it's huge for our program.
Yeah, and Brianna Wise was named Offensive Player of the Week for the 3rd time. She's the only player in the conference to receive that award more than once this year. Seems like whenever she wants to turn it on, she's able to score at will against players in the conference. Just talk about the impact she's made on the team this year.
She's playing incredible, and I try not to tell her that too often. I try to keep her humble, but she's a special player. She really is. She's able to affect the game on both ends of the floor, and we really asked a lot of her. We asked her to score in bunches. I asked her to make her teammates better, to get other players involved, and then turn around. And a lot of times she's guarding the best player on the other team. And so you look at the West Texas game, and she's our leading scorer, scored 15 points. But at the same time, I'm asking her to guard Alexi Hightower and to really make it difficult on her. And that's a tough task because Alexi's really good. But when you're asking her to do, guard the best player and turn around and be the leading scorer in the conference, she's doing so much. And she's really, really been rebounding the ball well as of late. If you go back and look at her stats, she had a double-double on Monday. She's got 9 rebounds probably the last 3 or 4 games. She's doing a whole lot right now. And I think sometimes you just see her scoring and think, well, she didn't really score the ball, but you overlook how well she plays defensively, how well she rebounds the ball, and how well she does the little things for us. And I'm really, really proud of her play this year. And we're going to need her to continue to play how she's playing because she's a big reason why we won without Artasia Gay on Saturdays. She's a big reason why we're winning this year.
Yeah, and there's no doubt she should be in the top among the players thought of as MVP of the league this year. Now you're halfway through the conference season. You're in first place, 9-1, 2-game lead over the conference. Just now that you've played everybody, you have film of yourself playing everybody. What are your thoughts on the Lone Star Conference this year?
I still think the conference is really good. I think anybody can beat anybody on any night, and that's what makes this conference so tough is that there's just so many talented teams. And even you look at the teams that haven't won as many games that first half of conference, I still think there's a lot of teams that have a chance to really switch up the order. Teams that aren't in the top 8 that are trying to make the conference tournament, they're going to fix things, and they're going to be looking for ways to get to the conference tournament. And then there's a 3-way tie for second place right now with Tarleton right outside of that, and everybody's competing for that top spot. And so I'm very interested to see how it all plays out because on any given night, I really think anybody can be anybody. And so, fortunately, we put ourselves in a really good position to be at the top right now. But we can't get complacent. We can't get comfortable where we are because now that we're at the top, it kind of puts a target on us. So we've got to make sure that we focus. Midwestern's a big game for us on Thursday. They beat us. They were the only team to beat us in that first half, and we really feel like had we shot the ball from the free throw line better that game, we would have won that game. We shot 59%. Missed 9 free throws, and that's kind of uncharacteristic of us. And so, but we know they're going to come in hungry, and wanting to get back up in the standings and really get back in the first place. There's a lot of teams competing for that, and also a lot of teams looking ahead to the regional tournament. Well, how can we get into the regional tournament? So we got to make sure we continue to one game at a time, focus the team that we're about to play, but take care of business.
And this 2-game home stretch coming up seems important with their next 5 on the road. Let's talk about the importance of these 2 games and the challenge it will be to face both Midwestern and Cameron this week.
I think I think it's so important to protect home court because it's tough to get wins on the road, and when you really look at this stretch that we're about to go on, we have our 2 longest road trips back to back. Um, Going out to New Mexico next week, and we're flying out there, and it's a trip that we're going Wednesday to Sunday. We won't get back to campus until Sunday afternoon, and then you have to turn around and then Wednesday morning leave out for Kingsville or leave out for Angelo in Kingsville, and we'll get back from that trip, and that's talk about a long trip right there after a previous long trip, and then on Tuesday you got a short turnaround. You go to Tarleton, and then even though we're at home, it's another short turnaround because we play Tuesday, Thursday that week, and we have Tarleton at home, and so we've really got to protect home court these next 2 games because our next 6 games after that are going to be really tough.
Yeah, and we look forward to those 2 games here at the Fieldhouse. Fans, thanks to Coach Burton for joining us. The Lions host 2 Lone Star Conference games this weekend. They host Midwestern State on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. They will then face Cameron at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Both of those games are right here at the Fieldhouse. We'd love to see you out at the game to support the Lions fans. We need your support out here. I'm Marcus Jensen for Lion Athletics.